Hello everyone, for all your Dimir fans, it's your day. Finally we have Dimir deck that I think exactly matches what every control Dimir player wants. So we will be removing creatures, we will be drawing cards and countering spells. So perfectly what we all like and love. So I think in order to introduce the deck, we will talk about the win rates and all of this stuff and my impressions with playing it at the end of the intro. So stay tuned. For the games, I think the first one will be. I think the first game will be a treat for you. So that's actually a pretty intense game. You will see, and man, a lot of action happened there. So stay tuned, and I think this is the basically what you want in control matchups. So that will be probably the first game. Okay, and let's go into the deck. So what exactly this Dimir version does? It's Dimir grind, that's how I call it, because it has Devious Cover-Up. And the reason we have this type of counterspell is because we can shuffle back the best cards for the matchup inside our deck again. This is also one of the reasons we have solved the equation. We have a lot of one-offs in this deck because we can fish them both with Devious Cover-Up and also with Solve the Equation. So you actually have way more cards that you want, and you can over time grind the enemy out of value, and also you can over time like sideboard your deck against enemy deck pretty much. So we can start doing exactly cards that you want for the matchup. Professor Onyx, a card that usually is not really very played. In this deck it's freaking amazing, it's really good, and this is usually the actual way you finish the game, because for some reason there are people that lost the game but are still in the game, and you need Professor Onyx to just suggest them that it's time to leave and they don't belong in the game anymore. And that's actually a big issue because this deck is not great at killing enemy. It's great at controlling, it is great at drawing cards, but it's definitely not great at killing enemy. I guess Hall is actually the best way you have it, because you don't really have a creature at all. We literally have 0 creatures, and we cannot even make tokens like, I don't know, Kaito token or something like this. We don't have the Hive. To be honest, oh yeah, we have. Man, I'm great at introducing the deck. Yeah, we have 1 Hive, but it's mostly for the underdog basically, because you need to solve it somehow. And to go further with the deck introduction, this is the reason we have Go Blank. This is mostly for underdogs, to be honest. Of course, it's good discard, and sometimes you catch enemy with 2 cards and then he does scoops. But you know what? It's mostly for the underdogs, because that's a big problem for the deck. Like, you don't have exile effects, right? Not really. So you need to go for the Graveyard Hide for this reason. The only exile effect you have in the deck is Shadow's Verdict, so it's 5 mana and it's quite late. And you know, this card, actually I have to say, it works really nice. I'm used to playing Meathook Massacres in all of my decks, because, you know, they are so good, but there's a point to Shadow Verdict, because it ignores toughness. So for example, those pesky Valkyries, Angels, and all things like this. Also, when you are on the draw, you know how hard it is to ramp the Meathook Massacre, even if you draw land every turn, especially if enemy plays Talia or something like this. So, you know, at some point, Shadow Verdict becomes a more solid removal, and it answers Tenacious Underdog as well. So sometimes you have situation that enemy doesn't have huge board, but he knows he's pressuring you enough that you need to answer at like in 2-3 turns. And he's playing Underdog every single turn, he doesn't invest anything more in the board, and what more, he makes sure that he will refill easier. So Shadow Verdict is the answer to this situation that's otherwise really hard to address, because yeah, you remove the board, but he already drew 1-2 cards with the Tenacious Underdog. He plays another 1-2 creature on the board and smokes you with Underdog again and again until you die. So yeah, and we are not aggressive deck, so it's not like he will die before doing it. We need to absorb it with this deck. So that is the idea. We have Invoke Despair, very strong card. For this reason, we are quite skewed for the swamp like direction, and with the pathways, this is something you need to keep in mind. Like, you really need to keep in mind this. You need to play them on black unless you absolutely need the blue. because when you turn to this on blue, then your turn 6 will suck because you will be delayed by full turn, which can lose you the game later in the game. So you need to think about it in advance. You have Celestus, it's a sweet card, it's really good, especially if you have so many good 5-drops that you want to ramp for. Also Professor, so it's always something. Tainted Indulgence. In this deck you can actually activate it quite, maybe not easily, but definitely you can do it. And you have very many options. With 5-drops, you have lands, you can even use Field of Ruin to put in the graveyard, so that's a small trick that might come useful. And I think the big start of this deck is actually March, because with this deck you sometimes lack HP to set up. And with March you actually have so much life, so much life. You will see in one of the games. Go watch the games and see how much March is making the difference. Together with Meathook Massacre, you can heal so freaking much that it's insane. And I think you need it, because this deck usually at the early game is not super powerful. Like, you need to get your cards going to really answer everything. And usually by this time you are at between 1 and 5 life. And if enemy 1-drop can pressure you into reacting during your enemy combat phase, it's not great situation. And when you kill it and heal like 9 HP or something like this, suddenly you have this big buffer of, you know, playground, when you can counter spells, when you take the hit and just see what the enemy is doing. So it actually helps you with this strategy. Test of Talents 1, because as always we can get it back, and it's very easy to discard it with like Tainted Indulgence and Celestus, so that's not a big problem. Okay, I think that's the deck. Not really much more to see it. And about my impressions playing with this deck. Yeah, it's interesting. The deck overall has very high win rate. I think it's like on average something like 57%. When I played it right now, I got like around 70-80% win rate, but I also played it like 2 days before, I think, and I started with I think 1 or 2 loss, and then I started tweaking the deck and it went downwards. So I actually got back to the original deck list, and now like I feel it's fine and it's strong. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel? Generally, the deck is strong, and it has one of the highest win rates in Dimir, like control, let's say. It's more of a mid-range deck, but it feels like control. So yeah, that's my impression, and I really like playing with the deck, like gaining life and drawing cards, and this whole grind with Devious Cover-Up is exactly what you want in this kind of deck. So it's strong, it's fun. I think it's one of the most solid Dimir decks right now. So without further ado, if you like the channel, if you like the decks like this, especially because we will be addressing them over and over forever, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, it really helps to motivate me and also to make me happy, and that's something. So really thank you for watching, really thank you for support, and all of you that left comment, you're best, and I really appreciate it. And I think that's it, and let's go into the games, and I think you will enjoy those. Okay, we are going first with interesting hand. We definitely start with the Raffine Tower into Hall of the Storm Giants, and I guess then we Jwari. We need a lot of mana, so I'm pretty sure we'll play Jwari, but we will see. Okay, this seems like a very good start for us. Solve the equation. Well, we might want some sweeper, right? Do we want to counter it? I'm honestly not super sure. I think we just kill it. It's 1-1. So let's just be mana efficient and make sure that we kill this stuff. That's a decent draw. And you know what? Let's go into Memory Deluge. Given we got Tainted Indulgence, we can easily go through it. I think we cycle the Test of Talent, it's not the matchup. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have a single non-creature card in the deck. Okay, we do it in response, obviously. Okay, so we have 3 swamps. Let's get rid of Test of Talent. Not the card that you like completely need for the matchup against the deck with only creatures. So yeah. Oh man. Talia. You played Talia. Do you want to do something else with your turn? Wow. Wow. Yes, I will take it. I will freaking take my Raffine Tower. Thank you. Man, that was super weird play. That was so weird. Why? Why would you do it? Why would you ever do it? Like, we are 5 turns from this. Okay, good player. Yeah. What do we go for? We can go for Tainted Indulgence. We have 0, 2, 1. Okay, so solve the equation actually will help. Man, do we go for the Shadow's Verdict? Or maybe just some cheap removal. Or maybe we just draw some more cards. You know what? Let's go for the longer game. Ray seems pretty fine. Is it Ray or March? Or Bloodchief first? We don't have mana, so next turn what we will play? We will have to pay the tax. So we will have at best 3 mana. So maybe we just go with the March. I think I will get the March. It's decent removal and Talia will make it harder. March gives us more time. I'm not sure about this decision, but I want to activate Tainted Indulgence with Memory Deluge. I would love to fetch a Meathook Massacre, but we cannot because it's an enchantment. And Shadow Verdict won't be played on curve with Talia, and we don't have a guarantee that we get more lands. So that's the decision. I think we would just go with super huge March. We could also kill the Greeters, but they make, what, 1 treasure, so not the worst, not the worst. I hope he won't play too many creatures. Then we might even invoke Despair. So I'm killing at the end step in case he has another Talia in hand, so he cannot replay her. Okay, sure, you got it. You can see how desperate he is that he playing it into the empty field. Okay, so actually we could even go for this and make sure that we get what? Nah, it's not worth activating the Tainted Indulgence just for this reason. So let's kill the... Oh, right. Yes, thank you Talia. So 3, right? 3 is the number. Bye, finally. I assume they might have another Talia, so that's why I'm playing like this. And we need a lot of black mana. I think it's Invoke Despair. Like, this is the fuel that we need. The draw 2 is quite big. Okay, 1, 2. Sure. And we activated the Tainted Indulgence, so right now we can go for card draw for 2 mana. Wow. That's definitely not the card I expected.
Sounds like my...
You may sacrifice a creature. If you do, search your library for a creature card with mana value. Wow. Mill 5 cards, then put any number of creature cards into your hand. Okay, draw 5 or draw 4 seems decent. By the way, no lands from the top, amazing. You may sacrifice a creature. If you do, search your library for creature, mana value equal to 1 plus mana value of sacrificed creature, and put into the battlefield. Great. Wow, I feel great about this. I really do. Oh man, that rake does so hard. If you cast it, you may search your library for a creature card. Okay, so creatures, tokens. Okay, treasures will become creatures. Oh man, we need a lot of stuff very quickly. I don't think Professor is good enough, so I think we just go for the maximum card draw. Okay, we have perfect mana. Okay, good. I think we go for some kind of Meathook Massacre. We need to draw cards. We need the Despair to kill Vivien. Like, if I knew that Vivien is on the table, I would definitely not play the Invoke Despair, but let's be honest, I have seen this card first time in my life in the game. Yep, sure. Draw as many as you want. Yeah. So I guess that's the best card draw in the game. If you have all creatures, you basically draw between 4 and 6 cards a turn. So that will be hard to match. Definitely. I think we need to go for Professor somehow. And yeah, and go for the big sweeper in the same turn, most likely. Or, well, it will be hard, it's like 11 mana. I don't have yet the solution, but we will find one. We will find one. Okay, gain 2 life. Sure, you got your 2 life. So the mana is the biggest constraint on him right now. Okay. Do we want to kill it? Not really. I think we'll start with the Memory Deluge and see what's up. Perfect. A bit too many perfect cards. And I think we need to kill Vivien, right? So it's Bloodchief first. And Meathook. It's actually the same. Well, yeah, Meathook is better because it gives HP. And I think Bloodchief first. How much do we need to cast it for? Yeah, Bloodchief first. It's 4 mana to remove. So do we draw or we get rid of the treasure? I don't... oh, 1 more mana, right? So Meathook will be 5. We'll have 3 mana after it. Yeah, but we cannot prevent Talia, so let's just draw 2 cards. Man, so hard because of the Talia and Vivien. I guess we can take 1 big hit and then maybe we can sweep everything. Maybe that's the play. This might be the play. Let's start with the good land. I don't think we play Raffine Tower at all, to be perfectly honest. And what do we do? Bloodchief first, right? His creatures will be pretty huge. So this one will be... yeah, he will have a lot. So they will be super huge and he can have the tokens as well. If we play the Meathook, we clear the board, but Vivien is still there. Can we then take 1 big hit? Listen, this is channel. This is channel ability. So maybe this one is best. We could also bounce Vivien, but then he just replaces her and we are in the same spot, basically. Okay, I will go with this play. I'm not sure about it, not gonna lie. But I want to get rid of the Vivien and I want to survive a turn. This is my small dream for the game. Oh man, I'm so scared about this crazy cat. So the idea is that he wants to go super ham to deal maximum damage, but we survive it. And then we Meathook everything, and hopefully that's enough to get some life back and somehow get it. Man, this Vivien just wrecked us so freaking hard, it's insane. Yeah? So do we survive? That's my question. Do we survive? He gets the haste cat, I believe. He should go for the haste. So I'm happy that he didn't. And we are at 1. If we didn't bounce Talia, we would be freaking dead. We need to Meathook for 4, right? And we can do it. And we can also Jwari, which I think is important. So we will go with the untapped land. And we will go with 4. By the way, he missed Leafar by not making a cat with haste. But you know, he's a creature player. That will happen. That will always happen. Okay, so far our plan to recover from 10 card Vivien advantage is going as good as it could. And I definitely not sure if that's enough. I think Jwari can be... I hate you so much. How many Talias did he have? It's third one. in top half of the deck. Man, I hate you so much. I of course love him. It's just a disclaimer. Oh man, like we could play Professor, but then she dies and that sucks. I definitely don't want my Professor to die. I think we have to do the Memory Deluge and find something. We have what? 4 mana, so we can cast something for 3. Man, Talia. Talia, even late game, is so freaking taxing, especially if you double spell. What does he have? Bosseiju? Are you freaking serious? Are you again bossaging me? So, oh man, this guy. This guy is tanking. Yeah? Do you want to... Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, Ray is amazing here. You know what? We can have Ray. What exactly this card does? 3 mana. Whenever one deal combat damage, make a treasure. Oh, and you can create stuff. Okay, so it's a card draw as well. That's scary. Okay, definitely the Ray. I think it's a Meathook. I think it's a Meathook. And we want lands, right? And I think we kill Talia. What is the chance that he has another one in the end? I hope it's low. I hope it's low. Oh man. Whenever one or more. So he always creates 1 treasure at most. So that's good. So we don't need to go. But we'll probably kill with the Talia. Oh. It would be such a shame if someone countered it. I should probably use the Ray first. My bad. I got too excited. Yep, that's a treasure. That's interesting. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. I'm pretty sure he didn't think about this while making the deck, but the guy who made the deck really thought it through. Oh man, so strong. So freaking strong. Okay, round over. We have to win this one. We have to win this one. Enemy has 2 mana, and he can exile like some stuff. Okay, that's a very good draw. You know what? I think it is the time of your life. So it seems they have haste creatures, but not mana. So we will actually try to clear the board and gain some life. And worst case you can use March maybe to exile something. Okay. Do we care? Do we care? I think we'll wait until attack phase. This will make him play a bit differently. And that's what we want. He will be very conflicted between killing us and killing Liliana. Or Professor Onyx, should I say. Definitely not Liliana. Yeah, because he is in the situation that he really doesn't want to waste damage. Obviously. Obviously. So let's see the attacks. By the way, it's white. It is a white creature. So there are some implications. Oh man, he went for it. He actually went for it. So I think we're at 1 HP, because Liliana is actually really important here. Oh man, that hurts my soul, but I think that's the right play. No, we will be at higher because of Liliana trigger. Liliana is more important, but to be honest, he played this part very well. That's exactly the attacks that he should be doing. Brutal Qatar, sure. I don't mind it. Nearly all of his creatures are white. So I think we go for the Meathook. Oh man, maybe Meathook is good enough. Heroes 1 life, that seems like a good deal. He doesn't have manlands, right? So we go for Jwari because it's a spell, so it's a live game. So it is a live game.
Never thought I'd miss the live
So Ray goes here, we kill it. And then Brutal Qatar is not enough to kill anything. So I think we wait. And we try to counter stuff. Man, this game, it is... Oh no! I freaked up, I will have to kill it. But it's still okay, it's just stupid me. I forgot we will switch into the Brutal Qatar mode. Okay. So we counter it, right? Yeah, I'm not reading it. Reading is for nerds, I will just counter cards. Okay. Okay, what exactly do we need? To be honest, I think it's like March. Invoke. March. We need a lot of removal. I want my Memory Deluge in the graveyard. You know what? I heard March is okay. Take action. We will get a lot of life gain. Man, I'm starting to get hopeful. Unfortunately, he will kill Liliana most likely. Oh yes, man, that was so clutch. He should attack Liliana. Okay, that's perfect. So suddenly, he has nothing. He has freaking nothing, and look at our draw. I will draw my card, thank you. Yeah, I heard they are pretty good. We need to be careful about the second Devious Cover-Up. I think we didn't miss the other one, right? Yeah, so we don't want to mill another one. We cannot switch to daytime, I think. But we can take 1 damage easily. We need to pay ward first. We could also use March for the full extent and heal a ton. And then see what he will do and just Meathook it. To be perfectly honest, I think that's a good decision. He doesn't have priority, so we can go for like 9. And you know, say, it's your turn now. Show me what you got. Yep, I will take action. And we are at 13 again. This is one of the good parts about this deck. You know, with Memory Deluge we need more mana. As you can see, we can use every single mana. So this is in reality 1 additional life gain with the March, instead of 2 with Liliana. And I will call her Liliana anyway. Man, I think we are doing it. After all my rant and frustration about Vivian, like, we needed like 7 turns to recover from Vivian. Probably I should remember that he might have another one, but I hope he plays only 1 or 2 in the deck, so it's really hard to draw 2 of them. Titan of Industry, okay, that's fine. That's not the worst. Let's see what he chooses. He should probably kill the Meathook and create a Rhino, and then we cast another Meathook and he might scoop even. We would like to have another counterspell, I guess. Man, I'm so happy we cycled the Test of Talent. I think it still didn't have a single target in this game. And this boss Seiju play was super weird. He gained life? He actually gained life. Oh my god, like what? He also played perfect into Liliana. Man, creature deck players.
Well done.
We actually answered it on board with no issue at all. Sure, that sounds great. I don't think we want Celestus. I think right now we are more inclined to go for Memory Deluge, because it's the best turn. Like, enemy gave us this turn on the plate. Sure, you have your small creature that creates small treasure. What more? He might cast Anger and Jwari won't be enough, but I think we stabilized, right? This was the play that gave up all his tempo, to be honest. And I think we go for Memory Deluge now, because we might hit Devious Cover-Up. And will we get it? Oh man, go blank. This is probably the play. So I think we go this. It's either Invoke Despair or Memory Deluge, but we have another one in the graveyard, so I will be greedy. I'm always greedy. Yep, you got it. I think he will create the the creature, because he doesn't have many cards, and we just Meathook all of the 3 creatures, and we heal quite a lot of the you know, stuff. You know what I mean. Man, we are actually winning this game, I think. Yeah, we have enough cards, so let's gain another one. Negate. Maybe not. Maybe not against this kind of deck. I guess we could take one for Vivian, but I won't. So, let's start with the good play. 5. We have Devious Cover-Up, so we could wait whatever he plays, to be perfectly honest. And I think that's the better play. So we will go blank next turn probably. Like, he doesn't have extreme amounts of mana, so it's very likely he will play 1 or 2 cards, so go blank will be perfect next turn, most likely. And you know, if he vomits the board, we have Shadow's Verdicts. I think we actually navigated this game. Can you freaking believe? I did not believe that after Vivian we can actually come back with this. Like, she drew like 9 cards, I believe. It was 4 first turn and 3 next turn and 2, something like this. And we still outvalued all of those creatures. To be fair, enemy just missed lethal. He should make a cat then, and we were at 1, so he would just kill us. Sure. He's trying to bait the counterspell, I think. Yep. We could just exile one of the cards and kill it. But you know what? I think we prefer to get some new cards into our deck. So you want to make this cycle with Devious Cover-Up. Actually, I will take the Solve the Equation, because we can search for the counterspell then. March is also pretty good. And you know what? I like Meathook Massacres. They are pretty cool. By the way, we are at 20. This is the same game when we are at 1. Like, this is freaking crazy. And we are going... Do we mill ourselves? Nah. Not with Devious Cover-Up, right? Oh man, this is getting so fun. You know what? Let's start. I think he might scoop after this turn. I should probably be more aggressive with Liliana triggers, but you know me. I like taking my time, and I think this is the best feeling in the world right now. Vivian! Oh, Storm the Festival! Oh, go blank. GG. Oh man, I cannot believe we won this. This was the most ridiculous game ever. And he actually had the second Vivian, and he had Storm the Festival. So I think he misplayed heavily, to be perfectly honest. On top of missing lethal. But we navigated the game and let him make those mistakes. And yeah, I think you enjoyed this one. Okay, we are going first with pretty horrible lands. But other than this, we have good answers, I guess. I guess with March. With March, you really like this card, because you can get more time to set up. But you need lands. We definitely need to do 4 lands into Memory Deluge, and then I think we should be fine. If we miss on the lands, we are in super trouble. But we have to draw something, right? So maybe the Indulgence at least, to fix the land base. Enemy Mulligant, right? It's also pretty slow hand. But with Ray, hopefully it doesn't make big difference. Hopefully, we will see. Meathook Massacre is a good addition. But if you are missing on the lands, definitely Meathook not the favorite card in the world. Enemy seems to be having hard hand as well, so I hope it's not like perfect curve up to 3 mana with Boros. Okay, and it's a Delver. Okay. So, how do we kill it? Easy. Like this. And you never want to give the enemy time to untap. That's basically his only turn in the game when he's vulnerable. From the next turn onwards, he can always protect the creature, and you need so much removal to kill it. And usually you need like 1 mana removal. And we... Oh man. I guess we play it as a land. I don't think we have choice here. Like, we definitely need it. And to be honest, March 1 damage is nearly hard removal against this kind of deck. So Spirit, Shredder. That's good. That's good, because we can use Bloodchief first and then counter the protection that they will do. Oh, he's thinking whether he should double spell or protect the creature, so he thinks whether the better protection would be more toughness, or the better protection would be one trick to protect it. So that's actually a big decision for him. He also connives, so it means that he fixes his draw a bit, especially tempting if he has non-land cards, because then it's easy to put a counter. And this will have... So he decided he wants to protect it. Okay, that's probably a good decision. And I think we want to kill every single freaking creature that we will see. Oh, no protection. So what the hell were you thinking about? Maybe he has another creature. Maybe he has Delver then. Maybe he was thinking about putting Delver into the game. But if he has no 1 mana protection, most of his cards are 1 mana protection. Like you sleep by the guards or something, it's 1 mana, and the phase out thing. Okay. Perfect. Okay, big question. Yeah, we cannot do anything about this one. So we need a land, right? It's actually not so easy. It's actually not so easy. Oh, that's the deck. I've been playing this deck lately. It's pretty strong. So, we can kill the Shredder, but then we cannot kill the Virtuoso, because we need to exile the Meathook. If we kill the Virtuoso, then we are left with this guy. Maybe we can answer it in time. He will cast it, right? He will cast it here and cast something else. Then we counter it, and he's left with Shredder that connives. But conniving really helps to fix the draws. If we Meathook, like, let's pretend we get the land. We can Meathook for 3. That's not good. Meathook for 1? Yeah, if we get black card, let's say. Then we can deal 2 damage here. And 1. No, I think we just kill the Virtuoso. Like, we need to be mana efficient in this matchup, and it gives us a bit more time. Okay, that's interesting. So we could get rid of everything. He didn't have protection spells before. So maybe we just go with the March when he casts the Catgeist. Or we might just do it right now and make sure. I think we just kill the creature. Man, I'm playing quite risky, but from when I remember playing this deck, it hurts the most when you don't have creatures. And he had a lot of them, like his draw was pretty godly. So I think he might run out of creatures and then he has nothing to do. And I think that's what's happening. So we play at the end step. Ray is actually a good removal spell. It's not perfect, but it has its targets. And we can negate whatever he plays. Interesting choice. I think we Memory Deluge now. This is like playing... Oh, that was quick. That was very quick, my friend. It means he doesn't have anything. He does not have anything, and that's good news. Okay, we have options. I think we solve equation for the black invoke, because we need card advantage. And then we kill the small creature. Actually, we can do it right now. Yep. No tricks, no instants, that's weird. And Invoke Despair, so we can get card advantage. If he plays creature, we kill it. If he doesn't, we draw extra card. We have enough mana. So, yep. Man, I think we navigated this game perfectly. So against this kind of deck, like all the like mono blue tempo things, you really want to kill their creatures, because the full deck works around having very cheap creature that you protect for the rest of the game, and they pay you with cards and stuff like this. So basically, as long as you have something on the board that you can protect, you are really good. And if the board is empty, they basically have only cheap counter spells and cheap protection spells and nothing really out of power, right? Okay, with Tainted Indulgence I will take it. I actually didn't notice it at the start, and I wanted to mulligan, because 2 lands is not great when you have this mana intensive hand, but with Tainted Indulgence we should fix it. Enemy gives +1 attack. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Nice. So honestly, when I see this card, I would guess that the deck won't be very good, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, I know it has its uses, it's in life gain decks, but sure, okay, you get 1 life. Wow, you did it. You did it, friend. Okay, that's actually bigger. We won't be able to Meathook, but we can kill Giada. So let's draw some cards. Shall we? Okay, choices. Man, right now I want to get rid of Invoke Despair, but that's usually not the play. I think it might be Memory Deluge. What exactly are we doing? So, main phase, we are killing Giada. Then he plays the Valkyrie, and then we are screwed. We can also keep counterspell. Yeah, I think getting counterspell is okay. Devious Cover-Up, I don't think we will have too much time for this. Meathook Massacre is bad here in the matchup. So I think we put the land, counter something, and let's go like this. Oh, that's an interesting draw. It means that we can counter even cheaper, but I think it's probably like it's probably a land. Like, we definitely want to hit our land draws. Valkyrie. Who would freaking think? By the way, Jwari would also work, because he cannot spend this mana to cast an Anger spell, because it's paying for the other card that's not an Anger, and so on. Enjoy your 3 damage. Okay, we are doing good with the lands. Man, we actually are. So I think right now we just kill Giada. We need to disassemble him slowly but surely. What is this stop? That was weird. Why would there be a stop? There's no 1 mana flash, you know, guy. Okay, that's... I actually had 2 of them. I guess starting with 1 is not enough anymore. You need to... Oh man. That did hurt. So like, yeah, we can fish for answers. So this will be probably a huge hit, right? He will play for toughness, something. Then we need to fish for answer. We could also Meathook. Kill this guy. But then he still gets a big Valkyrie. Invoke Despair is a bit better then. But we aren't guaranteed to hit. I think we need the Shadow Verdict. I think that's our play. That's scary. Like, man, I didn't play around second Valkyrie. I always play around the first one because they freaking always have it. Cleric. That's not good enough. So I wait for more. If he puts 1 life here, that's good. Alright, okay, never mind. I forgot it gives you life as well. So we are basically playing against worse version of Angers that got double Valkyrie on the draw, like, you know, during the game, and that's the only problem. Whatever you add with Valkyrie, it will be a big creature. So we just need to remove Valkyrie somehow. And then his deck really does nothing. So I think we go for Memory Deluge. I hope for Shadow Verdict. It wins us the game. Okay, I guess we will take it. Man, and the deck does not want to cooperate. So I think we can go for the Field of Ruin, right? Yeah, it's the same as... This can at least get Swamp if we really want. So, we can go for the Meathook, but it's not good enough right now. So, let's kill the only creature that matters in this game. And let's see if he can draw the third freaking one. If that's the third one, I will cry. Because we have no answer to it. Okay, and you can clearly see what is the problem with his deck. Like, this is exactly the creatures that are bad. Wow. Good we have Meathook, but man, like, come on. Oh, this is actually decent. This is a decent card. Not sure if it's good, but I think it has potential. And that was a good game, I think. I'm so happy that he played those crappy cards. If he played like real angels in those spots, I think we would just lose because they would be so huge on the toughness side. And thankfully, he did not. So we don't need to do anything right now. So if you are in this phase of the game that you generally won the game, sure, I actually love this guy. That's perfect. Thank you. This is our perfect Invoke Despair fodder. And what more, we can draw cards as well. Okay, Tainted Indulgence, and I think let's draw some more cards. Let's exactly check our mana. 3, 5, so we will have between 2 and 3. So it won't matter really. I want more cards. I still don't have enough. I'm a card junkie. And Invoke Despair will draw us some lands sooner or later. We are also at 15, right? We actually did not hit a land. In like Morgan Freeman voice, he did not hit a land. Okay, Negate, it can be useful, but probably it won't be. So let's go for our finisher, because our finisher definitely will draw us a land, right? Probably we should go for the Infernal Grasp. But we won't. We want a lot of black mana and a lot of marches. We also can draw cards at the end step, which is always sweet, because we only have 7 cards to enemy too. Enemy is like handing out, but he's not doing anything this game. Sure. You got it, my friend. He will make a token, I assume. And we will kill the token. Actually, do we have another Invoke Despair in the deck? Or is it a graveyard? Yep, in the deck. So that's fine. We could exile stuff, but we don't need to. And Liliana will slowly grind the life gain game into our favor. And we definitely need more lands. Let's solve some equations. And I'm playing recklessly because I want to finish the game as soon as possible, so you guys are happy with seeing the full win. Yep, bye bye, Angel. And we can finally start hitting lands. Oh man, do we actually go for the next card? Yeah, sure. Like, how can more cards hurt ever? I guess we go for Celestus. I don't know. I don't know, man. I need to get something. And I want lands, definitely. I still don't have enough. Soon we are getting into like ultimate territory. So enemy for some reason thinks he might win this. I'm not sure what the idea here is. So let's just prove him wrong. Let's just prove him wrong. And keep drawing cards with Liliana. He will replay the graveyard version. We will just kill it. Yeah, like enemy is just postponing the inevitable. And we, this win is sponsored by enemy bad cards, basically. Yeah, like, don't play this one. And this one is something I'm playing, but it's not aggressive card, it's defensive card. It's basically when you are playing against aggro in a control deck, you want this instead of land. That's not aggressive card, and angels are aggressive. You want to kill the enemy.